Oh, hey everybody. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. I couldn't sleep tonight with all the excitement that's going on. Include that recent dip we had, which is already bought back up. So I figured I was watching Discord Syndicate and those guys are chilling, but I want to read the GitLab. I want to read the like the README and whatever technical details we can find on it. So we'll go check that out in a minute here. Hey Dan, what's happening, my man? Market got wrecked, 66% drop. Yeah. Here, let's actually switch to the chart. And boom, right here. Yeah. Like 50 minutes ago, we went from like 12 cents down to 7.8 real quick. Hey, Ash says, hey man, I cloned the repo and compiled the Geth. Nice, very nice. I haven't even checked it out. I actually just signed up for a GitLab account. I've never used GitLab before. This is my first time. And so we'll check it out together because this is my first time. Never seen it. But yeah, absolutely crazy. They were dumping hard. And then it got bought right back up. I mean, you had 10 minutes to get in there and buy that dip. So it goes so fast. But I wonder how many people had orders on matcha right here in the dump that got filled. I guess it's a good idea to just always have iceberg limit orders chilling down there. Hopefully somebody fills you on the random while you're sleeping. Hey man, what's happening? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, Ash says it's churning through downloading blocks. If you need any advice, I just use Amazon Linux. I found Ubuntu not to work well. Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, so, yeah, because I'm not sure if I'm going to compile it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to run a local node until Richard says the validators are up and running on their end that they're building, and then they'll seed to us. So I think we still got a couple days to go. So I figured today what we'll do is we'll go to gitlab.com/pulsechaincom and let's go take a look. Let's see what we got here. So I've already made an account and signed in, and this should be the public group. And so yeah, gitlab.com/pulsechaincom. And then down here below is the Go Pulse. And we're going to click on that. So this is the official implementation of PulseChain node, a fork of Go Ethereum. Nice. Now, I'm not a developer, to be honest with you. I'm a infrastructure, networking, jack of all trades guy, but I'm not much of a software coder or dev. So this is all new to me, to be honest with you, like GitLab and doing stuff like this, but we're going to go ahead and check it out. So right here is the README. And this is created by SJB933. I'm not sure who that is, but let's go ahead and take a look. So PulseChain node. So this repo, this repository, holds the PulseChain fork of Go Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. Credit to the wealth of upstream development this project is built upon. Yep, so because there's components obviously from both Go Ethereum and components from Binance Smart Chain that have been massaged and changed and put together, and the end result product is PulseChain. So this is really cool. Yeah, PulseChain is a stateful fork of Ethereum. So stateful means it has all the current state of it, has the whole blockchain. Everything that exists is getting copied. Running proof of staked authority, consensus system with the stated goals of increased performance and significantly reduced fees for the users of the ecosystem. As a stateful fork, copies of all Ethereum contracts, tokens, and user accounts at the time of the fork will exist in the PulseChain network. That is awesome. That's the part of the magic sauce right there. Very cool. Very cool. So being a fork of Go Ethereum, many of the Go Ethereum binaries and tools you're familiar with remain the same: Geth, bootnode, pupeth, etc. All right, cool. The Proof of Stake Authority, POSA, consensus engine developed for the Binance Smart Chain is based on the Click consensus engine detailed in EIP 225. Wow, that's cool. I've never seen that, so we'll save that tab for later. With validators tracking and selection being dictated by system contracts. Interesting. Cool. So there's actually other smart contracts that like the validators interact with. Interesting. I did not know that. This is cool. Validator rotation on BSC is administered through cross-chain messages originating from Binance Chain. PulseChain simplifies this system by removing the dual chain complexity and by implementing validator staking and rotation as native system contracts that can be directly interacted with by the PulseChain users. Slashing logic ensures liveliness, security, stability, and chain finality. I'll be very curious to see those details. That's the smart contract. That's really cool. I didn't know that. So it's actually a smart contract that you interact with to become a validator or delegator. That's neat. That must be those screenshots that even Richard mentioned them today and earlier in one of the streams, that they've got the pictures for the staking or the delegation and validation interface for staking Pulse. So that's pretty cool. Let me take a look at chat here. Hey, Children of the Grave, what's up, my man? Hey, Overlay Hexual. It says, Overlay Hexual, well, David, you certainly get to bask in your sack and chill. Yeah, that day 5 game, I'm playing that, man. I'm playing that. No way. I'm glad I'm long done and sacked. It's all good. Yo, Biff Finesse, what's happening, dude? Really digging these technical streams, mode of wonderful bedtime stories. I took a peek at the code today. Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, we're definitely gonna take a peek here. Check it out. Yeah, this is cool. Hey, Jonathan Kapala, what's happening? All right. So this is cool. This is real cool. So let's keep taking a look here. Try to get through the README tonight. The PulseChain network will launch with a stable set of maintained validators. Okay, awesome. Tech-savvy PulseChain users are encouraged to deploy new independent validators that can be voted into the network consensus by the PulseChain users, aiding in the decentralization of the network. I cannot wait to learn more. That's really cool. This is going to be fun. So key features. So the stateful Ethereum fork, which I think is first of its kind, because all the other chains are empty. But this one has got all the past, all the history, all the existing stuff, minus a little bit of trimmings. Yeah, Dan says, I agree with the ESS rewards are nice, but you got to concede a negative 66 ain't nice to sit through. Yeah, it all depends on the time horizon, right? Like, that whole Warren Buffett thing, like never lose money. It's like, well, if you were staked and the price went down to that level, but then it goes back up or higher when your stake ends, like you didn't lose any money at all, So, hey, Super Hex, my man, what's happening, dude? Good to see you. Hey, Franklin, you too, man. Welcome aboard. Wow, a lot of you guys are up late, huh? Nobody else can sleep? Is it just me? Oh. Yeah, so PulseChain brings all of the Ethereum state with it. As of a block number to be determined, exact copies of all smart contracts, ERC20 tokens, your ERC721 NFTs, which I think include also .eth addresses. However, I do not expect the Ethereum name service to work on the other side. It won't. I actually recommend that we make our own naming service. There should be like a Pulse naming service, PNS, and you can buy .pls domains. I think that'd be dope. They'll cost like like a penny. Like it costs like one pulse, and you can like register like your own .pulse address for like 100 years or something. That'd be dope. I'm totally down for that. So I have no idea what it takes to actually make that happen, though. I don't know if the ETH guys had to like, did they have to buy a root? Did they have to like buy .eth from ICANN and then like register it on the globe, or like, I have no idea. So we'll check that. So Franklin says, yes, David, I'm enjoying GitLab way over GitHub. Okay, Franklin, that's the first I've heard that. I'm not really familiar with either. This is like my first time. I've been to GitHub a couple times, and like, yeah, I've seen, that's where I've gotten like miners and stuff. Actually, that's the one big thing I use it for, is the .exes for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not much of a coder myself. So this is my first time. Children of the Grave Stoicism has really been a part of me. Dips don't bother me now. Hell yeah, man. Especially if you're back from the old days. If you're from 2017, you're like a OG Hexican, and you've been watching Richard all these years. It's like you've already got diamond hands. Like you've already been through huge down draws, and you've already seen crazy stuff. Hey, thanks Shockmaster for the raid there. Appreciate it. I'm a day zero OG, says Dan. So where did we leave off here? So here we go. So you're going to get ERC 721s, and user accounts will exist on PulseChain. Because of the extent of applications and use cases deployed on the Ethereum mainnet, it's not possible to anticipate exactly how many cloned assets will be valued by the community. Yeah, some contracts and applications will work 100% as they do on Ethereum. Other contracts, such as centralized stablecoins, are unlikely to have the authoritative support behind them, which is true, 100%. To start with, I actually expect Circle to back PulseChain eventually for USDC. Because I don't know if you've seen all the, Circle has like a list of all the other chains they support beside Ethereum, and like they're on shit I've never even heard of. They're on like USDC runs on like hot garbage out there, like ghost chains. They love it, I guess. There's a bunch of them I saw on their Circle website. So I totally expect them to get into Pulse, because they're going to want them dollars for sure. So definitely Circle, I expect to get on there. USDT, no idea, don't care, would prefer if they didn't, because I don't use Tether. I've never used DAI. DAI is like half backed by Tether anyway, so not my cup of tea. I'd rather have Circle as a counterparty, because I haven't had any issues in and out. Coinbase, it's my jurisdiction I'm in, so it just works for me. So this is cool. This is cool. So some things won't work. ENS won't work. Stable coins, we'll have to see. Eventually, the relative value of these assets will equalize through market action, but it is expected that there will be a discovery period of high volatility at the launch of the network. Oh, yeah. It's going to be the Wild West, man. We're going to have a blast. Uniswap is going to be a crazy place. Crazy. Now, we will have to see how Richard even mentioned it again today on one of the streams. They're going to try to run a smart contract against Uniswap first to balance the PLS and PRC20 pairs, because they got to inject Pulse into it. They got to inject PLS on the other side to balance it out to that 10,000 to 1. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let me catch up with chat here. Dan says, I was literally refreshing my staker app during the dip. Yeah, me too. That's always a funny one, where you just like watch the portfolio balance just drop 50% and rise 50%. It's up, it's down. It's that they have a line actually tracker on the staker app. Yeah, it's funny to watch it wiggle. Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's even just to think, where are we right now? Are we going back up? Wow, look, here we are, 13.6. while we're sitting here, going back up. And, you know, they said on Discourse Syndicate, too, we were only at 10. Richard just lit the candles for 10 cents a couple days ago. So it's like we're all goldfish, you know, like you gotta zoom out. Let's go to 5 minutes. And it's like, yeah, this is the price we were at sort of near the start of the sack. Actually, right here is the triangle. Yeah, this is where Richard like started streaming, and I was just watching it go down and down and down. So we're like back in that day one range. So, you know, it's like it's all so, yeah, doesn't take long at all. Look at that wick. Oh, those guys though who dumped their bags there, man, like you know, mad slippage. They should have used limit orders. Like that was crazy. But whales are splashing, they're having fun, let them do their thing. But a couple minutes later though, they're buying back in higher, man. It's like if you're a whale and you pull a move like that, you make that candle, you're out, you're done. Like you blew your load, you sold at the low and you dumped it, like moron. Like that's crazy. And then it's back up in an hour, you know. It's nuts, absolutely nuts. I need to make more iceberg orders on matcha. I need to just have like 8 cents, and you just put like a couple $100 there, 9 cents, couple $100, 10 cents, couple $100, and while you're sleeping, if it ever does stuff like this, you can just get filled, and then you wake up and it's already back higher. You can make even more money in your sleep just on the buying the dip while you're not even around, when you're not even there. So definitely. Franklin says, I tried to convert people. They honestly just know how big PulseChain will become. Yep, 100%. This is going to be huge. This is going to be freaking huge. It's going to be awesome. Children of the Grave says Circle is USDC JP Morgan. Yeah, I've heard one of the Circle. It's ran by this company called Circle. And word on the street is they are backed by JP Morgan. I'm not sure if they're invested, if like JP Morgan it was like their venture capitalist, or I'm not sure if JP Morgan is just the bank where they have an account. I don't know any of the details on Circle. Their website's pretty vague. Like they don't even say shit like that. So I'm not sure. I haven't read the audit reports. They used to do them more frequently. Now I've heard they do them less frequently. So yeah, I mean, all counterparty risk like that is not ideal. But I got to tell you, that product's not bad because it works. It's easy. So it is what it is. So here we go. Here's some juicy stuff. Proof of staked authority. This is the change, the big change, big change. No more mining, no more video cards, no more burning electricity. Franklin says, David, I work for Circle. Oh, Franklin, what? You work for Circle? Are you kidding me? Dude, wow. Holy crap. I might DM you later. Yeah, I might hit you up. I might have, you know, I'm sure you can't say much, but I would love to learn more, actually. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Although proof of work has been proven as a mechanism to implement a decentralized network like Bitcoin, even Ethereum right now, it is not practical for new or small networks and requires a large number of participants and computational weights to maintain security. Yep, 100%. And even this is not practical for new and small networks like Small Network Ethereum Classic. They get 51% in. Yep, happens. It happens. Proof of authority, POA, provides defense against 51% attack with improved efficiency and tolerance to certain levels of Byzantine players, malicious or hacked. And that's what the consensus algorithm solves, is that Google the Byzantine generals problem, and it's pretty interesting. The POA protocol, however, is most criticized for being not as decentralized as proof of work as the validators, i.e. the nodes that take turns to produce block, have all the authorities and are prone to corruption and security attacks. Other blockchains, such as EOS and Cosmos, both introduce different types of deputy proof of stake to allow the token holders to vote and elect the validator set. It increases the decentralization and favors community governance. So I'm assuming that's going to be that's like the delegation. If a validator is getting slashed, or if they go offline, or or if they change their fees. I'm curious to see how that mechanism works. Is how frequently can they do that? I'm assuming there's no way to like notify people, I would assume. So, you may be sleeping and you're getting like a certain rate from a validator, and then all of a sudden, you wake up and it's changed. That's a possibility. PulseChain inherits and modifies the Binance Smart Chain consensus engine, Parlia, which combines DPoS and POA. The PulseChain consensus engine has the following properties. Oh, here we go. Blocks are produced by a limited set of validators. Validators take turn to produce blocks in a POA manner, similar to Ethereum's Click consensus engine. Validator set are elected in and out based on a staking contracts implemented on PulseChain. Well, that's cool. All right, so it's just contracts. Validator set rotation occurs on regular interval with applicable validators chosen from the staking contract, selecting the validators with the bonded state. The consensus engine will interact directly with the slashing, staking, validator system contracts to achieve liveliness, stability, revenue distribution, and validator rotation. I'll be very curious to see the consensus engine smart contract. That'll be cool. Check that out. Definitely. I have no idea if any of that's in here. I have no idea. We'll probably have to do that another time, and it's probably buried in one of the directories here. If it's got to be in here somewhere. But we'll find out. Native token. The native ETH token will become PLS on the PulseChain network. The PLS supply will be inflated 10,000x upon forking, with the extra supply being distributed to the users that sacrificed during the PulseChain sacrifice phase. Easy. PLS will be used just as ETH is used on the Ethereum network for transaction fees, as well as for delegating stake to network validators. Yep. Digital oil, if you use the old analogy. All right, so building the source. So this is how you can download everything. And I think right now you can only make a local node. I don't think there's any. I don't think the validators that Richard and his devs are building, those are not up and running yet. So this, I don't think it won't like communicate out to the net, and I don't think there's a blockchain out there to download yet. So I think this is just for prepping your own local machine to run a node, but I don't think it'll reach out and call anybody. There's nobody listening out there on the net. Basically, it's just you on your local machine. Many of the below are the same or similar as Go Ethereum. For prerequisites and detailed build instructions, please read the installation instructions in the wiki. All right, cool. Building Geth requires a version of Go and a C compiler. You can install them using your favorite package manager. Once the dependencies are installed, run make Geth. So this is mostly for Linux. Although I think Windows might take some of these commands nowadays. I think there is a Windows component you could download to unlock a Linux type shell, sorta. I haven't tried it. I'd rather just run a Linux virtual machine, to be honest, if I have to. So it says executables. The PulseChain comes with several wrappers and executables found in the command directory. So we have Geth. So this is the main PulseChain client binary. It is the entry point to the Pulse network, main, test, or private, capable of running a full node, archive node, which retains all historical state, or a light node, retrieving data live. It has the same or more RPC and other interfaces Go Ethereum, and can be used by other processes as a gateway into the BSC network via JSON RPC endpoints exposed on top of HTTP, WebSocket, and or IPC transports. Basically, what it's saying is, like, you can talk once there's other nodes out there, and once we have like an actual blockchain like up and running, and there's other places out there, I guess it can use HTTP WebSocket or IPC to talk. So cool. So and most of this is right from Ethereum. So I don't know if there's any devs out there watching, probably not. But if anybody is into Ethereum and you are like a dev, then I'm sure you're already familiar with all this stuff. Abigen, source code generator to convert Ethereum contract definitions into easy to use, compile time, type safe Go packages. It operates on plain Ethereum contract APIs with expanded functionality if the contract bytecode is also available. However, it also accepts Solidity source files, making development much more streamlined. Please visit our native dApps wiki page for details. Cool. Very cool. So if you are somebody out there who's running a Ethereum contract, I'm sure that it's like the same. It's Solidity. So if you are a dev and you got stuff, probably pretty easy to fork. Won't be too much work at all. Bootnode is a stripped down version of our Ethereum client implementation that only takes part in the network node discovery protocol, but does not run any of the higher level application protocols. It can be used as a lightweight bootstrap node to aid in finding peers in private networks. Okay. EVM. So developer utility version of the Ethereum virtual machine that is capable of running bytecode snippets with a configurable environment and execution mode. Its purpose is to allow isolated, fine-grained debugging of EVM opcodes. Cool. EVM, you type in the code, debug run, and then it'll debug it. And I've never tried it before, but I'm assuming it'll either throw a bug or it'll compile good, or hopefully the output is sure. I'm not a dev, but I'm sure the hardest part is debugging, where it's like, okay, you click run and it just doesn't work, and then the program won't really tell you why it's not working because it doesn't really know. But I bet compilers and debuggers have gotten a lot better over the years, to be honest. We've got next on the list, Geth RPC test. Developer utility tool to support our Ethereum RPC test. Test suite, which validates baseline conformity to the Ethereum JSON RPC specs. Please see the test suite's README for details. All right, cool. So we'll have to go deeper into that one later. RLP dump, developer utility tool to convert binary RLP, recursive length prefix dumps, data encoding used by the Ethereum protocol, both network as well as consensus-wise, to user-friendlier hierarchical representation. Wow, I'm not even sure what an RLP dump it really is. So, damn. This blockchain. Richard ain't kidding when he says blockchain is hard. It's no joke. And Puppeth, a CLI wizard that in creating a new Ethereum network. All right, cool. So running Geth. So I'm not sure if this is identical to the Ethereum one, but probably if it's just straight Geth. Going through all the command line flags is out of scope here. Totally understandable. Hardware requirements. The hardware must meet certain requirements to run a full node. Here we go. Here's kind of, unless this is like VPS running recent versions of Mac OS X or Linux. VPS is like virtual private server. So that'd be like Amazon Cloud or Microsoft Azure, or pick your virtual private service. 500 gigabytes of free disk space, 8 cores of CPU and 16 gigs of RAM for mainnet. Only 4 cores of CPU and 8 gigabytes of RAM for testnet. Oh, okay. Oh, it's only half. A broadband internet connection with download speeds of at least 1 megabyte per second. Easy. So just to run a regular node, that's not too bad. Not too shabby at all. A full node on the PulseChain testnet. Should you provide instructions here once the PulseChain testnet is live? Yep, we're a little early. We're not up and running yet. We'll give those guys probably, takes a couple days. But if they are doing cloud enterprise, if they're building Amazon stuff, that's not too terrible, right? So programmatically interfacing Geth nodes. As a developer, sooner rather than later, you'll want to start interfacing with Geth and the PulseChain network via your own programs and not manually through the console. To aid this, Geth has built-in support for JSON RPC-based APIs, standard APIs, and Geth-specific APIs. These can be exposed via HTTP, WebSockets, or IPC, which is Unix sockets on Unix-based systems and named pipes for Windows. And if you're doing it local, if you're just running like on your network, then as long as your firewall is closed and you're not exposing the ports to the internet, I'm sure HTTP is fine. And if you're just running like a Linux box or whatever, you can just put in the IP address. The IPC interface is enabled by default and exposes all the APIs supported by Geth, whereas the HTTP and WebSocket interfaces need to be manually enabled and only expose a subset of APIs due to security reasons. Oh, these can be turned on, off, and configured as you'd expect. Okay, and then it gives you all of the settings. HTTP-based JSON RPC API options. So here's how you enable it. Here's how you find the server listening interface, the port, defaults 8545. Yeah, so, right, if you like download this now, install it, get it up and running, yeah, if you just like, you could just do it, it's just local for now, which is fine. So that's cool. That's cool. Hexarican, hey, what's up, my man? Saying hi before crashing here. It's almost 3 a.m. Yeah, same here, dude. Yeah, I'm up late tonight, can't sleep. So we'll read the README. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Yeah, we're just chillaxing. So, okay. All right, so here's all those settings. You'll need to use your own programming environments, capabilities, libraries, tools, etc. to connect via HTTP, WebSocket, or IPC to a Geth node configured with the above flags, and you'll need to speak JSON RPC on all transports. You can reuse the same connection for multiple requests. Cool. Please understand the security implications of opening up an HTTP or WebSocket-based transport before doing so. Hackers on the internet are actively trying to subvert PulseChain nodes with exposed APIs. Further, all browser tabs can access locally running web servers, so malicious web pages could try to subvert locally available APIs. Oh, I didn't know about that. Oh, shit. So you download the software and you run it local and you access it in your web browser, but if you then go to some sketchy site and they can read your other browser tabs, then they can access the local machine too. That's crazy. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Wow. Careful out there, yo. And don't open your firewalls. If you don't know what opening ports in your firewall means, then they're probably closed, and that's fine. Should only open them if you know what you're doing. License. The PulseChain node library, i.e. all code outside of the CDM directory, is licensed under the GNU Lesser Public General License, also included on a repository in the copying.lesser file. The PulseChain node binaries, i.e. all the code inside the CMD directory, is listed under GNU General Public License version 3 and is also included in our copying file. Cool. So that's the README, folks. That's like the super high level. So we are a little early because there's no other nodes or servers out there on the internet for us to connect to or talk to or do anything. So, if you're into Linux and you want to kind of mess with this stuff, basically on a Linux box, you can go ahead and make your Geth or do make all and you can go ahead and start tinkering here and building your own local node, but there's no actual blockchain yet. So, but pretty cool. I'm really excited to see eventually the validator system contracts. That'll be cool. I don't know if those are in here. Maybe those are. And I'm kind of a noob with GitLab. I'm not sure how to use this exactly, but maybe in the command folder where all the binaries are, maybe we can find the smart contract that has the consensus. Maybe we can take a peek in here. ABI dump. Not sure what that is. ABI gen, boot node. Primordial pulse fork. Lols. Primordial. Sir Edward Strichrome. Hey, my man, what's happening? Puppet utils. All right, let's go into Geth. So I'm not sure which of these. I mean, if they all 1 year ago, when you get like most of these are probably from Ethereum, and then they probably made little changes as they went. Like this one right here, main.go, like 4 months ago. This is probably where all the changes are. Usage. Yeah. And we're not going to get too nerdy. I'm not going to like dig through all this stuff here, but I won't bore you guys. But I'm just trying to see real quick if we can find any hint of the settings or the smart contract for validating. I'm curious if there's anything in here about that. Params, integrated validator staking and rotation. We're on the right track. Boot nodes, config, integrated validator staking and rotation. It might be in here. Yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so this is part of the Ethereum code. I'm just going to blaze over this quickly, see if I can find anything. Robstein. That's the testnet for Ethereum. Rank B. BSC chain config. Huh. PulseChain config. Now all of this is subject to change, obviously. You know, this isn't set in stone, and the real validators are not even up and running yet, so. Yeah. Various consensus engines. Yeah. Like I don't know if we're gonna find the settings in here that we're looking for. It's probably, I don't know if they're still doing click or if they're doing Parlia, like it said before in the README. It's like God knows where the settings are actually buried. Oh, well, here's some of them. And these These are just the variables that could be set. So we don't know what these numbers are yet. We'll probably Richard will probably just have to tell us once it's arbitrarily decided, or if I don't know if they're going to tinker with them during the test net and try changing them, see what happens, and then try changing them back. Who knows? This is all above my head, sadly. Okay. Not exactly what we're looking for, but it's okay. All right, guys. It is getting late here. I probably should hit the sack. Got work tomorrow, but thank you guys for hanging out for me just for a little bit. But I highly recommend everybody check it out. Everybody, GitLab.com/PulseChain.com, and then /go pulse, go tac pulse. And you can take a look in here. Here's all the commits. There's the files you can look at, and there's so much more to read. So much more. Now this is really technical, nerdy stuff, but might be some juicy details in here, So very exciting. I can't wait to hear the announcement from Richard once they get the validators up and running on their end. Then we can definitely go ahead and follow the README instructions. Build Geth, build a local node, and then it'll talk to their servers. Hopefully they'll update the settings in here so that way it's just automatic, and then off we go, and then we can connect. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Swearworks, my man, good to see you. Yep, you have a good night. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, you all take it easy. Everybody sack and chill. I hope you already sacked and chilled. If you didn't, we're at 13 cents. I mean, that ain't bad. We're it's like the lowest part of. This is like the worst time to sack yet, since like at the end of Richard's video announcing the sack. That was just as bad as right now. But anything above that, like, it's gravy. It's all gravy. So don't even sweat this candle, guys. It's not even a big deal. It was just some whale eating a lot of slippage on the way out. Hey, Hector the Protector, my man. All right, guys. All right, I love you, Hexicans. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.